Do you think you need a huge audience or months to get an online course off the ground? I'm here to tell you that you really don't. I have been helping people with online course creation for over a decade, and I know what works. So I'm going to show you 10 course ideas you could launch this weekend without an audience and start to get traction in your online education business. And I'm going to show you how to do it fast without adding to the noise that's online today. Because if you're anything like me, you want to create something that's truly effective. And by the way, if we haven't met before, my name is Sarah Turner. I have over 12 years of experience in this space. I have personally generated over $25 million in sales, in online course sales for myself, and over $37 million for my clients. And I don't say any of this to brag, it's just to really quickly let you know that I know a thing or two about what I'm talking about. Because only 2% of all businesses ever get to the level that mine has. Meaning I might know a thing or two about creating or scaling an online course. So I want to dive into these 10 course ideas, and I want to be really specific as to why they work well and how you can get them off the ground without having an audience. The first one is how you solved a very specific problem. Some examples of this might be how I healed my gut without going on a crazy diet, how I got my baby to sleep through the night by 6 weeks, or how I booked 10 new clients in 30 days with no website. These work really well because they solve a very clear and specific pain point. It makes course creation and marketing a little bit easier. Oftentimes, it is solving an exact problem that people are typing into Google or ChatGPT to try to find the answer for. And the reason you don't need an audience for this to get off the ground is because they can easily be shared in focused Facebook groups, for example, maybe around healing your gut, maybe around getting babies to sleep through the night. They can be shared in Reddit threads, and they can be shared in mom communities or other online communities. In fact, if you were to use my AI tool, which is very different from the AI tools available online, it's a proprietary tool trained on over a decade's worth of experience and battle-tested strategies. Taking this particular niche strategy, you could get this up and running in a few hours. And it's important to remember that online courses are a living, breathing thing that you can update online. So it gets better with each iteration. So you can put this out as a minimum viable product or an MVP and start to bring in clients and bring in money and validate your idea and get excited about the real possibility of creating some passive-ish income with your online course. In fact, my program Coursea Collective can help you with all of these ideas and get it off the ground so much faster. I had one student say it would have saved her 1.5 years of time. To give you a little taste of what this is like, I actually put together a GPT which you can find for free in the description below. And this particular GPT is trained on my experience to help you identify a course topic and make sure that it's one that's actually profitable. So go ahead and check that out in the description below. Now let's dig into the rest of these niche ideas. The next one is a beginner's guide to a software or platform. Maybe it's Notion for creative entrepreneurs, a beginner's guide to ChatGPT for daily life, Canva 101, how to design like a pro without being one. These are all examples of what I mean by this. And they work really well without an audience because people are often searching for support when they're starting out with one of these tools. There's a low barrier to entry. You don't need to be a guru or an expert. You just need to be one step ahead from the people who are going to find your content. And these topics rank well with YouTube and Pinterest, so you can get in front of people without having an audience. The third one are mini mindset resets. This could be something like 5 days to stop self-sabotage, a confidence kickstart for new entrepreneurs, imposter syndrome detox, daily mindset reframes. These are emotion-based topics that have a quick win. This will help get you in front of other people by word of mouth because once you start having those first successful students, they're going to share it with other people. It's also great for personal outreach, DMing people, posting on your own personal social media, emails to friends, other small circles. They're short courses that have a big win, and so it's an easy yes. And remember, when you're creating an online course, it's going to be about getting those first people into your program and then collecting social proof, integrating it back into your marketing materials, and doing it again and again and again until it gets stronger and more impactful. The next one is hyper-specific hobby skills. This might be calligraphy for wedding planners so that they can do their own invitations, which can actually be a great moneymaker. This could be photography for ceramic artists or some other artist, some other person who needs good photography for their products. Or maybe it's watercoloring for nature lovers. You see, when you have something this specific, Not only do people think, okay, I'm looking at 2 watercolor courses, I'm going to choose the one that focuses on nature because I absolutely love nature, would love to take my watercolors with me on trips and on hikes and learn how to paint in nature. So they're going to pick the one that is specifically directed towards nature lovers. And when you have something that's specific, it's easier to be found in search. It's also easier to find other groups online that are adjacent to it, maybe hiking groups or nature loving groups or outdoor adventuring groups. Again, you make it a little easier for you to find your ideal audience by being so specific. And people are actively looking for hobby help online. The next one is a career pivot. Maybe you create a course about how to become a virtual assistant, or maybe you teach freelance writing for therapists and other people in healthcare, or maybe you teach people how to create a Pinterest management side hustle. Because it's a career pivot, your audience is going to be highly motivated to get started. Usually they have the pain of not liking their current job and they're looking for new opportunities. Also, when you can get people thinking outside the box and kind of leaning into more of an entrepreneurial path, they gain a lot of freedom. So there's a ton of benefits that you can dig into with your marketing materials. And even with no audience at all, you'd be able to gain traction relatively easy in Facebook groups, on LinkedIn, on job boards even. That way you could start to attract students from freelance websites or job search platforms. Identifying where your audience is hanging out is another powerful benefit of the AI tool that I've linked below, so be sure to check that out. Okay, the next one are short wellness challenges. This is one of my favorite things that I used to do with my copywriting clients because most of them were functional medicine doctors or in the health and wellness field. So this could be something like the 7-day sleep reset, or the 5-minute morning routine for busy moms, or the 7-day breathwork reset for anxiety. These are super effective because they give you quick wins, there's low time commitment, and it has high shareability. This is perfect for sharing on your own social media like TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, sharing with friends, or even sharing in relevant groups like Facebook groups, Reddit threads, anything like that. The other great thing about this is you can offer it live or on demand. And when you offer it live, you're going to learn a ton. And once you've refined it, you can go ahead and put it on an on-demand or an evergreen funnel, and it can continue to bring in interested people without requiring a ton of time. I can't emphasize enough, this is one of my favorite techniques for list building, for audience building, and for getting a new program out in front of an audience. The next one is How I Did It mini course. This could be how I grew my Instagram to 10K followers without Reels, or how I made 2K for my first course with 0 followers, or how I paid off $25,000 in debt as a single mom. The personal proof is actually instant credibility and authority. Oftentimes people think that they need a PhD or they need to be a complete expert in something to teach on it, when in reality, people often want to learn from people that they connect with, that they resonate with, and who have actually been through the experience themselves. And it really just requires relevant results. Again, you can be teaching somebody who's just a few steps behind you. And this is super easy to share in your DMs, on your socials, in Facebook groups, you name it. People are always looking for this information. And the next one is an AI-powered skills course. AI is trending. People are searching for it daily for their specific needs. And because it's still new to a lot of people, if you really commit to learning how to use it well and how to solve very specific or particular problems well, you're going to move ahead of most people and be a relative expert because, quite frankly, very few people right now are experts in AI. So some examples of this might be create your resume in 30 minutes with AI, automate your social media content with AI, or how to build a course in a weekend with AI. Which, by the way, if you haven't checked it out already, you should definitely check out Coursea Collective because it is going to help you do just that. And all that information is linked in the description below. Okay, we've got 2 more. The Hobby to Income Blueprint. That's where you take something that you're passionate about doing, maybe you're a ceramicist, maybe you're a photographer, and you take it from being a hobby to actually producing income with it. And again, because it's so specific, it's going to help you figure out how to get in front of people even when you have no audience, right? Now you're probably starting to see a pattern. Getting in front of groups that people are interested in a particular thing, and then showcasing how you can help them with that particular thing in a different way, either monetizing it or solving some serious emotional pain point that is associated with it. That's how you're going to be able to get your program off the ground very quickly. And for this one in particular, you want to think about hobby communities, Etsy, Fiverr, Upwork. How can you get in front of those people who maybe are already even thinking about how to get started? Okay, the final one I really love, and that's the Start With Me Bootcamp. People love a real-time start together program because it builds instant connection and accountability. And there's built-in urgency because there's a start time. This is great for personal invites, posting on your socials, popping into any groups, threads, or forums that are related to that particular topic. So Why do all of these ideas convert really well, even without a following? They have something in common. When you choose something that is specific enough, you are going to communicate so much more easily to your ideal customer avatar, or your ICA. Your course will more easily find its way to the people who need it most. It allows you to show up in search more easily, and because it's a micro niche, it allows you to find communities, forums, and interest groups more easily. And again, when you use AI, it's going to allow you to launch super freaking fast. So if you want help launching your program in record time, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that, I encourage you to check out Coursea Collective Blow. And please don't sleep on this little GPT I put together for you. It might just be a GPT, but it is actually so freaking powerful. It's going to help you identify and refine your course idea and ensure that it's actually profitable, so you can get just a taste of what it's like to work with me. And keep in mind, Coursea Collective is not just an AI tool. You actually get weekly calls with me, which is the only place you can get mentorship with me at this point in time. And once it reaches a critical mass, we will be shutting this down because it's a digital mastermind and we want it to be intimate. And I'm really excited for when we start doing live events again. So if you click the link below for Coursea and it is not a wait list, then you still have time. But if it's a wait list, go ahead and sign up and we will reach out when and if there's space. Thanks, guys.